प्रणाम दोस्तों, वेलकम टू जहासर क्लासेस. In physical class, there is a live streaming kind of thing, so the the charm is different. But in online, the same feeling is not, coming. So I'm performing it now. I'm giving you some sentences which are collected, uh, which are given in exams. Not the same sentences, but the similar. So you can, if you want to put this heading, actually, the sentences which you have sent to me, ladies, if you want to write them down under the heading of passive voice, you can do it. So it is the second phase, दूसरा चरण, and now I am starting the third phase. So if you want to put this heading on any fresh page, you can. Okay, that is very nice. Let me do it first, and we will try to put this session for only 1 hour. Sarika, is it clearly visible to you?
Yes, sir, it is clearly visible.
Okay,
Mrs. Chopra loves her kid.
okay, let me start while she is coming. Aparna, which chapter does this sentence belong?
So this sentence belongs to present simple tense.
Correct. Sarika, what is the Hindi meaning of this sentence?
Sir, the Hindi meaning of this sentence should be Mrs. Chopra अपने बच्चे को प्यार करती हैं.
Guys, I'm writing here Hindi as well. Meanwhile, Sarika, you can ask the next related question.
जी. Aparna D, what is the category of this sentence?
The category of this sentence is nahi. This is the affirmative sentence. What is the subject in this sentence, KK?
The Mrs. Chopra is the subject in that sentence. Yes, sir. Poonam ma'am, what is loves in that sentence?
Love is the first form of the verb in this sentence, main verb.
Okay, now you have to ask.
Um, Sarika, what is her in this sentence?
Bhabhi, her is the possessive adjective here. Aparna D, what is the object in this sentence?
Kid is the object in this sentence.
Sarika, what is the helping verb in this sentence?
Sir, there is no helping verb in this sentence.
Guys, now let me tell you one important thing. If because of net issue you can't listen, you frankly you can speak, come again, because some important things are there. Guys, what happens when teachers teach in the class? The sentences are normal sentences and easy sentences sometimes. But whenever the exam paper, we face exam paper, so the questions are difficult and like that. So we generally students use this quotation कि अरे वो प्रश्न घुमा के पूछ लिया, ये तो कोर्स में नहीं था, out of course पूछ लिया, then news is published in the newspaper, blah blah blah. But uh, as far as my thinking is concerned, if the things are explained properly until the last candidate, nobody will make a complaint like this. No student will make a complaint like this. But unfortunately, our educational system is based on course completing mentality. Teachers are forced by the principal, the upper people, complete the course, complete the course, complete the course. Principal is forced to do it by the senior authorities. So there is a pressure every category. Ultimately, students suffer. So during this third phase, now let me speak one more thing. This is all not a useful thing for practical life. Whatever I am giving in third phase, this is all bookish, but it will definitely help you, KK, Raj, especially two guys. And in some cases, if you are teaching your kid, in that case, it is helpful. Otherwise, this bookish sentences are weird sentences. Sometimes I don't understand why such kind of sentences are given to students. This total passive is whatever we have done so far. I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart, it is not at all useful in practical life. The real passive is I have described you. When the real passive voice comes, you will automatically get so many answers of your questions running in your mind. Still, I will be there to answer your questions. So these are not practical sentences, but they are given. That's why I have, see, when I thought about it, so firstly, I was very unhappy, upset, and irritated. Ki why is this all given to the students? Then finally, I decided after a lot of churning, if this kind of things are given to students and they can score numbers, so why should I skip them? Let's include all of these things, but let's change the getup, let's change the appearance. So I made all these things interesting as you have seen. That you really loved and enjoyed doing that Radha Chhap festival. And I put some oregano,
Chili
chili
flakes.
flakes, blah, 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 blah. Right? So it became a tasty kind of pizza. So let's face this, this is also not useful in our practical life, in our day to day life. But so many grammatical queries will be solved and answered automatically. I will not do it. You will do it yourself. And still, I want to say one more thing. Though you two are not direct students of mine, Aparna and Sarika. Poonam is a direct student of mine. KK also hesitates because he had been with me for a long time as a family member. So sometimes he also hesitates to ask. But you must ask whatever comes in your mind because it gives me strength for the next, for the future. So do not leave any question if it is coming in your mind. Don't think that I am so and so. There is a teacher before you, you are the student, that's all. Think like that and ask whatever comes in your mind. Just ask. Guys, I wanted you do this. मैं चाहता था कि आप ऐसा करें and you have done it. This mistake undo the sentence. If you can't find the proper object in the sentence, your sentence may be wrong. So now let's learn how to recognize objects and the remaining things. Now it is correct, but if we underline it, we should do this. This is a complete object. It this kind of things are inserted willingly, unwillingly, I don't know, to confuse the students. Now, her kid is a total object here. Love is V1, it is correct. Mrs. Chopra is subject, is it correct? This is present simple tense. Now, the sentence will be well begun is have that kind of thing will be applied here. Aparna, what is the first rule of passive voice?
We change object into the according to the first rule of passive voice.
Don't
Firstly,
say, just start.
we change the object into the subject.
Sarika, what is the object in this?
Sir, her kid is the object in this sentence.
You know what is the second rule of passive voice?
The second rule of passive voice is then after we take the helping verb accordingly if it is present.
Poonam, then after is no word in English.
Thereafter.
Thereafter, later on, then.
Thereafter, we take the helping verb accordingly if it is present.
तत्पश्चात हम सहायक क्रिया लेते हैं जरूरत के मुताबिक अगर वो उपस्थित हो तो. Krishna, KK, what is the helping verb in upper one sentence?
Sir, there is no helping verb in upper one sentence.
There is no helping verb in upper one sentence. This is present simple affirmative sentence. So we come to the third rule. Aparna, what is the third rule of passive voice?
Now we remember the god of passive voice, that is be.
Sarika, when Mr. B comes in present, what are the forms?
Sir, when Mr. B comes in present, the forms are is, am, and are.
Poonam, what should I take over here out of them?
So, I think is should come in this sentence because kid is the one kid. Singular.
Aparna, what should I take over here out of them?
So you should take is out of them.
KK, what should I take over here out of them?
Sir, you should take is over there out of them because her kid is a singular subject.
Sarika, why should I take is over here out of them?
Sir, because our subject is singular number.
Thank you. Aparna, what is the fourth rule of passive voice?
Fourth rule of passive voice is we change the V1 into the V3.
Thank you. Poonam, what is the
Main
fourth
verb
rule
into
of
the main
passive
verb.
voice?
Main verb.
Uh, Thereafter, we change main verb into the V3, third form of the verb.
Thank you. Sarika, what is the fourth rule of passive voice?
Sir, the fourth rule of passive voice is we change the main verb into V3.
The main verb, right, thank you. KK, what is the main verb in upper one sentence?
Sir, love is the main verb in upper one sentence.
Thank you. Aparna, what is the third form of love?
Loved is the third form of the love.
Thank you. Poonam, what is the last rule of passive voice?
The last rule of passive voice is lastly, we change the subject into the object with the help of by.
Very nice. Sarika, what is the subject in upper one sentence?
Sir, Mrs. Chopra is the subject in upper one sentence.
Aparna, can you tell me the Hindi meaning of this sentence?
मिसेस चोपड़ा के द्वारा उनके बच्चों को प्यार किया जाता है.
Very nice. Sarika, can you tell me?
मिसेस चोपड़ा के द्वारा उस उनके उनके बच्चे को प्यार किया जाता है.
Correct. Poonam, can you tell me the Hindi?
Yes, sir. उनके बच्चों को मिसेस चोपड़ा के द्वारा प्यार किया जाता है.
Good. KK, finally, can you tell me?
Yes, sir. मिसेस चोपड़ा के द्वारा उनके बच्चे को प्यार किया जाता है.
Guys, the Hindi of you all is wrong. Would you like to try again?
Yes, sir. Should I?
Please.
मिसेस चोपड़ा के द्वारा अपने बच्चों को प्यार किया जाता है.
Still one thing is missing wrong. Anybody else wanna try?
मिसेस
मिसेस
चोपड़ा के
चोपड़ा
द्वारा अपने बच्चे को प्यार किया जाता है.
श्रीमती चोपड़ा के द्वारा बच्चे को प्यार किया, अपने बच्चे को
श्रीमती चोपड़ा के द्वारा अपने बच्चे को प्यार किया जाता है. Sentence.
So if we are saying उनके बच्चों तो means Mrs. Chopra is loving to some other children. ऐसा हो जाएगा.
Yes.
Their kid.
Mrs. Chopra loves her kid. Her. Guys, this kind of weird sentences are given. That's why I'm upset about Radha Chapa, passive voice and all. There was no need to change this sentence into passive voice because the passive voice sentence is not giving any practical meaning, but it's okay. This sentence is given, this kind of sentence is given. There can be another name, there can be another verb, there can be another possessive adjective. Same sentence will not come in exam, you know. Subject can be changed, verb can be changed, possessive adjective can be changed, object can be changed. But this kind of setup will be given in the exam. Now, the sentence is over. Please ask whatever is coming in your mind without any hesitation.
Sir, why we change active voice sentence into passive voice? What is the
Yes,
need?
yes, absolutely nice question. And this question is already answered by me previously. Do you remember? You can watch last some videos. I already said कि बच्चों this question will come, definitely come in your mind कि why is all this shit? So just keep a little patience. Uh, I repeat, this is all about scoring in the exams, but of no use. इट इज जस्ट लाइक अदर सब्जेक्ट्स. अगर आप में से किसी ने कॉमर्स ग्रेजुएशन किया है या 12th 11th में किया, तो जो एंट्रीज सिखाई जाती हैं रियल वर्ल्ड में उससे बिल्कुल अपोजिट एंट्रीज होती हैं. somebody will definitely tell you that this thing कि जो हमें कॉमर्स स्टूडेंट्स को स्कूल या कॉलेज में सिखाया जाता है वैसा प्रैक्टिकल लाइफ में होता नहीं है. There is a one particular word for this kind of thing, obsolete. The things are obsoleted. मतलब चीजें लुप्त हो गई हैं, बेकार की चीजें मौजूद हैं, अच्छी चीजें लुप्त हो गई, मतलब है नहीं मौजूद.
Extinct. Extinct.
हम्म?
Extinct. लुप्त होना
Extinct.
with
Extinct.
extinct. Extinct.
Extinct is different. Obsolete is a particular word here. Obsolete. You can Google and share. Spelling is coming
हाँ,
here. Obsolete.
लुप्त होना के लिए obsolete should be and विलुप्त होना के लिए extinct should be. I
No,
think so.
meaning is different. Uh, obsolete, the exact meaning of obsolete is uh, आज के समय के हिसाब से नहीं होना. This is the meaning of obsolete. Uh, Sarika, you will definitely get this answer soon. Just keep patience. Any more question?
Mm, why we say that the B is a god of passive voice always?
Yes, we actually, nice question. Well, when I was in school, uh, I was frightened by the teachers that this is very difficult chapter. If you don't do it properly, if you do not cram it properly, learn it properly, you will have to pay for it. Kiki, mute yourself.
Yes,
So, when I was creating this I all these things were in my mind. Okay, the world has been saying that difficult, class is very difficult, this is very difficult, that is very difficult. So when I started thinking that how to remove this word from the student's mind, why are students frightened? बच्चों को डराया क्यों जाता? Guys, you can notice I have been using passive voice in a very welcome out talking to you. You can notice it. So why are the students frightened? Why are the students threatened? This is difficult chapter. Okay, learn it properly. Revise it twice or thrice. blah 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 and all. So after a deep thinking and uh, by doing the things, I have come to this conclusion that actually nothing is difficult. If I cannot solve this question, it is difficult for me. But if Sarika can solve this question within 30 seconds, so she will say, no, it is not difficult, beta. But I will say, no, it is difficult, mama. So what is difficult? Which you cannot do easily is called difficult. So my difficult can be different, your difficult can be different. Roti making is difficult for me. Explaining passive voice is difficult for you. So my difficulties are different, your difficulties are different. So to make it interesting and keeping the things in mind, I created this, the God of passive voice. God, why? Because what is God when we think about our dharma? So we find the power which helps us in difficult situation, and that power is always there. When you are really devoted, the power is there. Whether you think it will come on uh, Garuda or Hansa or Ox or whatever. Actually, the photos, what we see, if you just imagine, Lakshmi ji is wearing that kind of jari ki sari and beautifully made ornaments. So were the machines available, that computerized machines were available that era, that the saris, nicely knitted saris and jewelries were made? Actually, this is the imagination of an artist. The Lakshmi ji is not what is shown in the picture. She is not having that kind of figure and all, the beauty and all. The Saraswati ji is not that which is created by the painter, the artist. It is the just imagination, God. So the same thing you before living passive wise here, before experiencing passive wise here, did you not have that question? Why this always comes from where it comes automatically? But what happens? Students are taught like this: beta is MR, then third form, was and were, and third form, has been, have been, and third form. Please learn this. But the students don't know from where does it come. But today you know, if you ask a general student, from where did you get this? There is no, it is not mentioned in upper one sentence at all. Okay, her kid is mentioned here. Love is seen here. Mrs. Chopra is seen here. Okay, by is the preposition used in passive voice is seen. But from where did you get it? If this thing is asked to the general students, they are unable to answer ki where did they get it. They will simply answer, sir, my teacher taught me that and blah blah. But today you know how does it come, from where it comes. From where it comes, you know it properly. If anybody asks you in so many ways, you will not be defeated at all. You can explain how this is word is coming here. Whether whether you use God word or not, but you know the origin of this is or am or are or was or were. You know it properly very well. Just think like that. If a general student is making this sentence, he makes it correctly. But if this question is asked, from where did you get this word? So he is speechless. And yeah, obviously, this word is not mentioned all over. It suddenly appears. So the suddenly who appears? God appears suddenly. But
Yes, matlab in this case we can say कि it is our opportunity that we are learning from you. You made a frame like this, then we can easily make we can make this sentence easily, very easily. मतलब we cannot understand कि how could we made how could we make this very easily. So now I can understand that ski. Now you framed it very well. That's why we are making it very well.
you can name it anything, but you have got it. कि there is a role of be one in passive voice. There is a very important role. Be verb plays a very important role in passive voice. To make it passive voice, without this word, there is no passive voice. Because this action is done here, पैसिव वॉइस में ये तीर का निशान बदल जाता है, एक्टिव वॉइस में क्रिया का असर इधर होता है और पैसिव वॉइस में क्रिया का असर निर्जीव करता है, यानी पैसिव सब्जेक्ट. Subject is active here, subject is doing this job, subject is performing this action, and this action is affecting this thing. That's why this is object. But subject is nishkriya here, subject is not in action. That's why the impact of this verb is happening here. This kid is loved. This kid does not love. This kid is loved by this dish. इस बच्चे को प्यार किया जाता है, किया जाना is the third action of our daily life. First action, somebody does something, somebody performs something. This is one action. Verb is divided into three parts. Second, somebody is existence. I am Ashish Jha, you are Aparna, you are Sarika, you are Poonam, you are KK. So this is the existence of somebody. The chair is over there. The tube light is here. Existence of a subject. And the last action which is done, kiya jana, where the verb affects the subject because the subject is passive. पैसिव का एक और उदाहरण, पैसिव को हमने केवल वी हैव ऑलवेज हर्ड पैसिव वर्ड इन ग्रामर. नाउ लेट्स यूज इन रेगुलर सेंस. इफ आई स्मोक, आई एम द एक्टिव स्मोकर. My smoking is harming my lungs, but other members of my family are passive smokers.
I
They are
I have
not
watched.
doing.
हाँ, I this thing I watched day before yesterday in one serial is called Wagle Ki Duniya. So they were using this sentence same. I'm passive of a smoker. Means they are using smoking, but I'm passive of smoker. Same thing.
So they are not performing that action, but the action is affecting their lungs, ultimately harming. So they are passive subjects. Whatever our leaders do affect us, or whatever happens in Delhi affects us, or Corona is created by China, but we all are the passive victims. Whole the world is actually passive victim of Corona.
But all the five rules are very useful to make sentences. So that's why we could easily make all the sentences.
हाँ वही
है ना?
सेलन आज तीन चीजें बोली थी, इससे ही हम पहुंच पाए ना किनारे पे। वो सिर्फ 5 रूल थे, उसी से ही हम लोग पहुंच गए और समझ गए।
Sir, still I am matlab, I can make the sentences easily in active voice to passive voice, but is here helping verb or form of be in passive voice sentence? Because in every tense we are converting be in form of be in simple present tense we use the forms of be is rm. If we are in present perfect tense or past perfect tense, then be comes in form of been. So actually matlab what is the role of be in this matlab passive voice?
Poonam, I
Because
have
in present perfect we said the be is third form of be, and again we are using third form of main verb, so we cannot differentiate it what is actually third form and adjective. Explaining it was very difficult, sir. To making sentence is very easy, but to explain someone is very difficult.
I want to say two things. Firstly, one day I appeared in future tense. Maybe you were absent that day or left the class before time. That's why you missed a very important part of it. Second thing I want to say that in real life you don't have to explain anybody. In general case, in the case of your children, if you are teaching them, then the same thing comes to you. And one more thing, if you are explaining your children, sooner or later they will be satisfied. They will not argue a lot. And one more important thing, actually, there were less people in your batch. That's why a lot of fight could not take place. Otherwise, what happens in real passive wise, physical class, you can sometimes additionally you can ask KK and Raj because they have attended so many classes of passive wise. So, really, in some cases, you develop your reasoning during this process. And one more very bitter truth is here. When you are in offline class, when you are present here in this classroom, if you are one of sitting on the chair, uh, You are 100% here. But when you are sitting in your drawing room or wherever you are sitting, you are never alone. You are not all the time 100% concentrated. Sometimes somebody is coming asking to you. As a mother, you are just closing your window and instructing. So you are distracted when you are home. So if a little point is missed, this is also passive voice I am using, real passive voice. If a little point is missed, the whole thing is missed. But still, I am telling you that is a nice question asked again and again. Poonam, tell me what is the subject in this sentence?
Sir, in upper one or acha,
Lower,
okay. Uh, Mrs. Chopra is the subject.
lower one.
Come again, sir.
Lower one.
Lower
Okay,
one.
lower one. Sir, in lower one, her kid is the subject.
Her kid is the subject, right? What is Poonam?
Sir, according to rule, is the form of be.
Okay. What is loved?
Loved is third form of main verb.
What is by?
Sir, by is the preposition.
What is Mrs. Chopra in this sentence?
In this sentence, Mrs. Chopra is the object.
See, Poonam, now mute yourself and listen. Actually, I wanted some more sentences out of your mouth, which unfortunately could not come. Mrs. Chopra has been object here. Mrs. Chopra यहाँ object बन गई. Earlier she was a subject. The subject has been object. Her kid was object here. This word has been subject here. ये शब्द यहाँ ऑब्जेक्ट था, ये यहाँ सब्जेक्ट बन गया है. The object becomes a subject in passive voice. The subject becomes object in passive voice. Right? Is the main verb here, and loved is an adjective here. Why is this an adjective, Poonam? Do you want to ask this?
Um, yes, sir. Actually,
It is
matlab,
verb here,
according
but
to
it is
rule,
working here as an adjective, right?
yes, sir.
See clear, Poonam, see here clearly. This is verb here, right? This person is performing this verb. Mrs. Chopra is loving to whom? Her kid. But is her kid loving? Is this subject performing this action?
No.
So this is not verb here. Verb what? The thing which is performed by the subject. The verb is what? Performed by the subject is called verb. So her kid is not doing this action. Her kid is not loving. That's why it cannot be verb here. This action is affecting this. He is not doing this thing, but here she is doing this thing. That's why this is verb. You can ask some more questions. And if you are not getting any question today, right now, don't worry. Tomorrow again, if you don't think that if you are really not satisfied by heart, please don't quit it. Keep asking me. Not today, tomorrow. Prepare your question on the paper and ask me tomorrow. If you don't have any question right now, you can ask me tomorrow because it is 2 o'clock. So think about it, jot it down. If any question comes in your mind, write it down. Ask me tomorrow, day after tomorrow, any day, ask. Don't be satisfied unwillingly. If you are really satisfied with the heart, bottom of your heart, that is my success. It is said that टीचर कितने अच्छे से समझाता है, ये अच्छे टीचर होने का बायस नहीं है, बच्चों को कितने अच्छे से समझ में आता है, ये सच्चे टीचर की पहचान होती है. क्योंकि हमने तो रट लिया है, आई हैव मग्ड अप एवरीथिंग, इट इज सेड, everything is here. But if that student who is sitting at the last back bench, if he cannot understand, so it is not my success. Every last bencher, the corner student, if every corner student is satisfied, that is my success. Keep asking me. Prepare your question. Ask me tomorrow. God bless you. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.